Islamide, in the Bible, right, in Ephesians 4:22, Scripture says, "Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as unto the Lord." 25 says, "Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it." So what I want to share with you today is not necessarily about marriage, but about definitions. The Bible gives clear instructions, clear commands concerning, like what we just discussed, the issue of how to function in marriage. But the issue now is, what is the very definition of the word submit? And when the Bible says, "Husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for it," that one is even a little bit clearer, But what does it mean? So definition becomes the issue. If I do not actually know the meaning of something, even if I read it in the Bible, how is it going to affect? How am I going to absorb an idea if I don't know what it means? That means I absorb nothing. I'm a Yoruba man from the southwestern portion of Nigeria, West Africa, and traditionally, the way we carry on in marriage is that the husband is the boss. You know what I'm saying? You must listen to me as I speak. And submission is more like, you know what I mean? Let me not talk too much. Nobody hits me over the head. Do you understand? So generally, there's a way traditionally, we treat women and treat them like second class, secondary. Your job is just to provide the baby, cook the food, and clean the house. Do you understand? But in the Bible is, I won't use the word, but the Bible, yes, has brought women and men. I mean, you can see First Peter, chapter where again? Chapter 3. Let me read that to you. Let me show you something that would shake you up a bit. Okay, let's not forget we're talking about definition, but let me read this to you. It says, "Likewise, you husbands, dwell with your wives according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered." So you can see what the Bible, the truth here, right? That she's not wife ain't second class. She ain't secondary. In fact, the Bible says we should dwell with our wives according to knowledge. Husband, you need to understand your wife. You have to give her respect, give her honor. The Bible says that she's a weaker vessel. In other words, you got to be careful how you talk to her, how you relate to her. You got to pamper this woman. You understand? You got to nurture this woman. You got to, be gracious towards your wife. And the Bible tells us that as being heirs together of the grace of life, so we're equal. Hey, well, cha-chai. So back to definition. Let's know what certain things mean in the Bible so we can actually absorb the truth. Because people are walking around claiming to be Christians without having the proper definition of certain terms and words in the Bible, and they're just acting like, seriously, they're not acting righteously, they're not acting lovingly, they're not empathetic, sympathetic, kind, because they totally misunderstand, right, what the Bible is teaching. You can't absorb an idea if you don't understand the very definition. The Bible says submit to your wife. So your wife will submit to you. What you now absorb is that, all right, you have to bring her under control, under authority. She must do as I say. Sit there, woman. You understand? That's wrong. Okay? I think you get my point. I don't know. How's your day going?